Shalom. First and foremost, we give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakal Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, the GMS, who were well, and peace and salutations to the Akim, on the four corners, special truth and sincerity. Peace be unto you. I want to speak about the spirit of homosexuality that is here rampant in America. Start with Genesis. Tell you how much the Most High hates homosexuality. Genesis chapter 18, verse 20. And Yahweh said, because the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and because their sin is very grievous, I will go down now and see whether they have done altogether according to the cry of it, which is come unto me, and if not, I will know. And the men turned their faces from thence, and went toward Sodom, but Abraham stood yet before Yahweh. Abraham drew near, and said, wilt thou also destroy the righteous with the wicked? So here's Abraham having, saying, hey, you're going to kill the righteous and the wicked together? Because Abraham's like, man, hey, Sodom and Gomorrah is not that bad. And just like there's people right here now, you might be thinking, hey, it's not that bad. You got some righteous people in it, even though it's wicked. And here you got America, you thinking, hey, man, yeah, you got a lot of niggas in there, but there's some good people in America. He got the same spirit, but we going to the spirit of Sodom and Gomorrah, which is homosexuality, but this is just to make a point. And Abraham drew near and said, wilt thou also destroy the righteous with the wicked? Peradventure there be 50 righteous within the city, wilt thou also destroy and not spare the place for the 50 righteous that are therein? So Abraham is trying to bargain with the Most High, saying, hey, what about if there's 50? And matter of fact, I'll just keep reading. Verse 25. That be far from thee to do after this manner, to slay the righteous with the wicked, and that the righteous should be as the wicked, that be far from thee. Shall not the judge of all the earth do right? And Yahweh said, if I find in Sodom 50 righteous within the city, then I will spare all the place of their sakes. So Most High said, you got a point, Slakia, Abraham. If there's 50 righteous people, you know what? I ain't going to kill everybody. Verse 27, and Abraham answered and said, behold, I have taken upon me to speak unto Yahweh, which am but dust and ashes. Peradventure there shall lack 5 of the 50 righteous. Wilt thou destroy all the city for lack of 5? So he's saying, what about 45? That's minus 5. That's 5 minus 50. And he said, if I find there 40 and 5, I will not destroy it. And he spake, he is Abraham, and he spake unto him yet again, and said, peradventure there shall be 40 found there. And he said, I will not do it for 40's sake. So he's saying, if there's 40 righteous people, I won't kill it. So he keeps trying to bring the number lower and lower and lower. He's thinking like, damn, maybe there ain't 50. What about 45? Okay, maybe not 45. Maybe there's 40. He's actually thinking out loud to himself. He's trying to negotiate. Verse 30, and he said unto him, oh, let not Yahweh be angry, and I will speak. Peradventure there shall 30 be found there. And he said, I will not do it if I find 30 there. So it drops down to 30. And he said, behold, now I have taken upon me to speak unto Yahweh. Peradventure there shall be 20 found there. And he said, I will not destroy it for 20's sake. So he said, for 20 I won't do it. And he said, oh, let not Yahweh be angry, and I will speak yet but this once. So I'm going to do one more. Don't be mad at me. I'm just going to ask you one more time. Peradventure 10 shall be found there. And he said, I will not destroy it for 10's sake. So we said, if there's 10 righteous people in Sodom and Gomorrah, I'm not going to destroy it. And Yahweh went his way as soon as he had left communing with Abraham, and Abraham returned unto his place. So he said, ah, he said, okay, he just left. He said, I'm done. If there's 10 righteous people, I'm not going to destroy it. So now Abraham would be on a hunt to find 10 righteous people. And he has to sit back and be like, damn. You trying to find a fucking basically you trying to find not even a needle in a haystack. You trying to find a fucking something that shouldn't be in a haystack, like an elephant in a haystack, something like that. You know, something that you wouldn't find in there. You know, because it doesn't exist in there. Chapter 19, verse 1. And there came 2 angels to Sodom at even, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. And he said, Behold, now my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and ye shall rise up early, and go on your ways. And they said, Nay, but we will abide in the street all night. So the angel saying, no, we're gonna be in the streets all night. And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him and entered into his house. So he kind of basically persuaded them, like, yo, come in. Now, mind you, they're in Sodom and Gomorrah, cities that is known for homosexuality. And he entered into the house, and he made them a feast, and he did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. And they called unto Lot, and said unto him, Where are the men which came into this night, into thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them. Now, know them means to have sex with them. That's another breakdown. Not even difficult, but I'm just going to skip over this for time's sake. But I'll definitely, will edify in future lessons what it means to know them. Just like how Adam knew Eve, just to give you an idea. Knew me, they had sex with her. It says, Bring them unto us, that we may know them. And Lot went out at the door unto them, and shut the door after him, and said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly. Right. Why he said do not so wickedly? Because getting to know somebody ain't wicked if you just want to talk to them, get to know them. Because getting to know them means having sex. That's what they wanted to do. He said, bring them out that we may know them, meaning to have sex with them. Behold, now I have 2 daughters. Now why would he offer 2 daughters? Keep reading. Now behold, I have 2 daughters which have not known man, virgins. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing. So don't do nothing to these guys, these fellas. These angels. Well, they they was angels, but never mind. For therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. And they said, Stand back. And they said again, This one fellow came into sojourn, and he will needs be a judge. Now will we deal worse with thee than with them. And they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door. So they want to basically molest them. But the men put forth their hand and pulled Lot into the house to them, and shut to the door. And they smote the men that were at the door, the sodomites, the homosexuals that was coming and trying to rape them. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great. Because remember, they were small and great that was trying to open the door and try to rape them. So they that wearied themselves to find the door. So they smote themselves. The angels smote the homosexuals with blindness. And they still was, trying to fill out for the door, trying to still get in, even though they was blind. I'll read it again. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness. They were blind, both small and great. It's everybody. So that they wearied themselves to find the door. So they were still trying to find the door after they was blind. Why were they trying to find the door? Because they were still trying to get in. Because they still wanted to molest them and have sex with them. That's how strong their desire was to have sex with them. Verse 12. And the men said unto Lot, Hast thou here any besides son-in-law, and thy sons and thy daughters? And whatsoever thou hast in the city, bring them out of this place. For we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxen great before the face of Yahweh, and Yahweh has sent us to destroy it. So these are the angels talking that just smote him with madness. And Lot went out and spake unto his sons-in-law, which married